Welcome, everybody, to our November 2021 forecast and discussion. My name is Jona Bryndis, as you all know, and I'm going to guide you through a brief review of October energies, and then we're going to look into the forecast and analysis of November energies. Yes, welcome. Thank you all for being here. How October energies went for you. It was quite an intense month, and it went by like nothing. I don't know about you guys, but there was so much that was happening in October that it almost felt like I couldn't keep up with it. And we're only at the 25th, so there is still more to come. Yeah, yes, I can see some things that happened to you. Many people report this. It's been quite a bit of a roller coaster month. So in regards to physical health, yes, I've seen this a lot. Regards to obviously some of the things that are it's just weaving through our collectives right now with some of the lockdowns that were predicted that actually happened, some of the mandates that were starting to be enforced. And obviously this even if we prepare ourselves for these kind of things mentally, when they then arrive, it's always a different reality. And by the way, that will be quite prevalent here in November. So for me, sometimes it's like, why am I even talking about it if it isn't really until it's actually there that people realize what that was. Some of the things that are coming to play here in this year, they are not really news to us, but it is quite shocking to see how they play out. And this theme of October, integrity, is going to weave through the next coming months as well. So that the whole process of re-evaluating, reassessing values, yeah, these really rapidly changing values here in our societies, that is has only started. And you see some of these things play out in regards to large companies. Okay, so this revelation, this continual reveal that will continue. Basically, we are in the middle of it, and there's a bit of a desensitization that is happening right now, which we need to be a bit careful about, because these are really, really important things. So the things that are coming forward right now aren't just flukes, guys. Those are things that have been there all along. And they have led to some of these the degradation of values that we can experience in our own lives, and generally, not just politically, also in the business arena, in anything ethics really, also education, how the world works really. And so this is the part here that is really starting to transform now. Yeah. So broken down here, we'll experience challenges on all these different density layers of realities. Yeah, as far as our holistic self is concerned, we're going to be up and going everywhere, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritual, and energetically. Lots and lots of etheric activity, guys. Those of you who are very energetically sensitive, you're going to have to put your tinfoil hats on. It's gonna rattle you. I give you some dates here where it will feel even heavier than it already does. Yeah, the chakras that are mostly challenged here in November are our second and third chakra. That's our emotional processing, and our ego and the control. Yeah, so the limited ego mind and the control that comes to that, which is also the symbolic, basically the limited perspective. All right, and this will be challenged through our emotional processing. There's a lot going on here in the analysis of November. I can tell you that many of us are going to get pulled into their deepest inner child attachments. And interestingly, I do not mean that in the same sense as Sigmund Freud meant that, but it will be linked to mother energies. The mother energies in our lives, how they were modeled, and how relationships, relating, giving and receiving, and emotional safety, how that feels like for us, because it'll be challenged. Okay, so we're gonna have to dig deep here when we get upset, when we get into fights, or when things feel like an attack to you. Go deeper, guys. Ask yourself what your pain, what your fear, what your anger is about. Okay, and what it actually is that you're resisting, and what it's linked to, because we all have this need for fundamental belonging and nurturing, but sometimes we are just projecting it too much on people, and when that happens, we are interfering, we're infringing, even if it's our loved ones. Yeah, and that goes back here to what I just shared about respecting other people's journeys, but it also has to do with us just simply recognizing that you cannot change that for other people. You have to let go. It's a control thing. So that's your solar plexus, your third chakra. Yeah, and then also your fifth chakra, and that is how you bring yourself into expression, into this, how you express that, how you communicate. That communication continued in November. Very, very important. Not as speechless as October was. Many of us felt a little tongue-tied in October. It was very difficult to put things into words. That will be a little easier in November, but we can also go a little too far out with it and have maybe too harsh words, or there's a sharpness to our ability to see things, which is sixth chakra, and our ability to express it, which is our fifth chakra. And the more aligned we are, yeah, with how we truly feel about this, what this truly means for us, this is our fourth chakra, okay, the easier it will be for us to pick those words and to address the things that are important to us in a neutral way, so that it becomes possible for us to negotiate, reassess, and self-correct if needed. So many of you will feel like you have to revisit something in November that was already, that basically came up here in October, and you have to close the deal. November is a bit of a closure to some things, simply due to the fact that there are so many new things that are coming up that we can't really afford to hang on to all these old things. So what are we looking at here collectively? We're looking at sort of quite a lot of different and shocking kind of events, and they have the nature of accidents, or so they appear. That's something, I don't want to bring up specific pictures in your head right now, but things that look like accidents, or that look coincidental, or they look unrelated, but they aren't. But it's just, like I said earlier, no amount of predictions can prepare us for how we are going to perceive the reality as it arrives, okay, when it happens, okay. Our nervous system reacts to things, and it doesn't matter how much you sort of think your way through or try to anticipate what's going to happen. Until it happens, you won't know. And that's why preparation, sort of mental preparation, yeah, I guess you could do this for entertainment purposes, but really what you need to work on is to prepare yourselves spiritually and emotionally, and your nervous system, okay? Know how to breathe through things, know how to calm yourself down when things become overwhelming. Find healthy ways to express your emotions. Don't, try to filter them or check out when things get a little iffy. That's how we prepare ourselves for the future. In fact, really, the best way to prepare ourselves for the future is to be fully present in the now, all right? And to deal with reality in real time. The logic, yeah? But something that eludes us so many times in our lives, which is why it may lead to unrest and rage, things that are in the air already. So November has more of that sort of coming to forefront. We have seen a lot of revolutions and unrests here worldwide. It's maybe not so aware to us if it doesn't happen in our streets, okay? But I don't know the statistics, but I can tell you that as far as, not just the Western world and not just parts of the world where we normally don't really look that much, really everywhere, guys, there is a growing body of dissatisfaction with the way things are being handled in the world, and whatever sort of the reasons are, whatever these social awareness issues are, including climate change, and all these things that we've talked about every month here. Yeah. So these things are now coming, they sort of percolating to the surface. They cannot be suppressed anymore. Yeah. There'll be a lot of things that will be, like I've said, that need to be reevaluated, new values, and that may also affect the financial markets. Guys, expect that. I did predict this bull run for cryptos till the November the 20th. So keep an eye on that already, because there's lots of corrections in November. Lots of, crocodile teeth, if you will, meaning that there's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster, because there are bigger financial movements going on behind the scenes that will lead to a re-evaluation of precious metals, some of the precious metals, and money itself. So please, there's nothing that you can do to prepare other than really have a good sort of diverse portfolio and different pillars. Focus on what you need to feel safe. It doesn't matter how much money you have, guys. This re-evaluation is starting here now in November is so fundamental that some of the things that appear to be as a sort of big gap between people may equal out a little bit, but remember the intrinsic value of things that always have value. That is probably the best way to go for those of you who get a little scared, about, the collapse of the financial markets or something like that. Then if that is your fear, then go focus on intrinsic value. Go evaluate the technology behind or underneath cryptocurrencies, and understand that Bitcoin is not what all this is about. Okay, this is about a triple verification system, a new accounting, a new bookkeeping system that is basically being installed here, that will, for the first time in 500 years, will change how our any kind of transactions, any kind of ledgers, okay, that we keep for anything, all right, would change all of that. Software is going to have to be rewritten. The whole administration of data and so forth is going to have to be rewritten. Everything is going to be reevaluated through that, guys. And there's of course a dark side to that as well. Yeah, it's just like with the double bookkeeping. Yeah, there's aspects to that that of course can be misused as well. But overall, we're moving into sort of a higher expression of what human invention, human creativity can bring forward, and we have to go through these phases of transhumanism, yeah, to evolve beyond it. We need that confrontation with untruths, that confrontation with dehumanization, as we are currently going through, all right, to remember the true value. Yeah, remember the true value of being human. Remember the true value of your consciousness, of your ability to freely think, of your ability to freely feel, of your ability to make conscious choices, how you want to experience this life, how you want to show up in this life. It will become more aware to us in this way. Now, the confrontation with untruth, which is sort of my way of saying, mind control and propaganda, that will take on a new turn here in November, because we're running into a little bit of a dead end here as far as like how far these lies can go. And there will be something like a little bit of an admittance, noble lies, as Dr. Robert Malone called it. I love his first principle thinking about the whole COVID situation and the bioethics and so forth. So we'll see some of that, but one of the questions that I am almost, that I'm being asked almost daily is like, oh, will there ever be some kind of like reconciliation or anything, like in the sense of like, hey guys, we made a mistake, and like maybe let's look at this differently, or let's try something new. Probably not, guys. There's usually these things will be kind of shoved away with big distractions. Okay, so these distractions are going to start in November, and I must say, beyond the financial stress, and these other challenges in regards to like these energetic things, etheric things that you're going to feel, that there are quite some shocking things, and you'll see here with the important dates how fast this is going to go. There will be something with the US president, guys, and the US presidency in November. And I am not that well versed in American history as far as all the presidents is concerned. Neither am I versed in presidents of my home country. So, but I do know that this is unusual. We're going to experience something unusual here. And if you remember my predictions for the years of 21, 22, and 23, I have already announced that like pretty much a year ago, that there's going to be something with President Biden, and whether it is that he is not able to finish his term, or basically through unexpected circumstances, forced to prematurely exit. Okay, I do not know that. I don't want to speculate about these things. I'm not channeling things, and I don't want to inject my own sort of stray cats into that. But I do want to let you know that that's actually pretty imminent. This is right there. Okay, very strong field here. I would say probably for you energetically sensitive, most critical, most difficult time is the time between the 11th and 16th of November. That's where we have these really, really strong cosmic energies, planetary constellations that go just like literally bam, bam, bam. And they have a different nature each time. But, you know that I do these weekly energy updates and forecasts where you can get a little more detail. as it arises. But you know, it just feels really stressful in that way, because if you cannot take off from work and you know, engage in hours of sort of meditation to better contextualize that, if you have to function in 3D, then it can be stressful. So maybe give yourself a little bit of more space in that time. Having a safe space, having that in your own home, you know, to retreat, even if it's just for 5 minutes, for, you know, a moment of silence, or, you know, sort of turning down all the stimuli, or for prayer, is really, really important, guys, for your emotional, mental, psychic, and physical well-being. Okay, this is probably the time here, right around the middle of the month, and that will build. And unfortunately, you know, it will escalate and escalate toward the really, really powerful full moon and lunar eclipse, 19th, 18th, 19th of November. So we get a bit of a double whammy there. Yeah, so there's a possibility, possible media outages, like sort of the pre-test that we had last month with Facebook not working. You know, these kind of things can indeed have the power to create new realities. So again, then towards the end, announcements in regards to the presidency. Crypto energy cycle, I've already mentioned. Caution, you know, toward the end of the month there, guys. Even if things go according to plan, like I've, you know, predicted 5 years ago in regards to cryptos, which they will be, but you know, you guys who are following me in regards to the crypto market since 2016, you know that you know, you have this sort of emotional resilience already. But there is you know, things that are going to come that are just going to be surprising for everybody again. Yeah, and they have to be with revaluing things. Yeah, keep an eye on gold. Obviously, keep an eye on real estate as well. Just real quick here, the sort of personal transformation themes for November. I've tried to weave them into everything that I have already portrayed here. As we go, I'll go a little deeper into this, guys. But there's a really, really cool sort of new beginning energy as well, and this activation that I've talked about that comes in through these downloads. You know, transformations may be uncomfortable, yeah, but once you're through with them, this immediate relief that sets in, and you know, this sort of looking back and like realizing how far you have come, it can really, really sort of influence the way you see yourself, and increase your trust in self and your self-worth. Yeah. November will be a month for many of you who have felt a little lost in all these past years, especially obviously in regards to your perspectives, but also in regards to the efforts that you have been putting in trying to build something maybe, and it may have not worked out well, or just sort of so slowly that you wanted to give up, or maybe you've given up a few times already. November is a month where you will finally see that it can pay out. Yeah? So do not take these words as something that is devastating or scary. Take these words as motivation to go into deeper and more active self-healing, guys. These are things that you need to learn. You didn't learn this in school. I didn't. I teach it in school now. I built a whole curriculum around this. I built, you know, for children as well as adults. I have courses, programs. Yeah, go to my website and check it out. But you're gonna have to train this. Yeah? Really take care of your immune system, guys. We still have a health crisis, and that is not just COVID. So please supplement with vitamin D and vitamin C, zinc, and you know, talk to someone who knows things about herbs, you know, naturopathic doctor or an herbalist, and really tune into this. It's fantastic what your environment, your nature, where you live, what it provides for you, sort of as if there's this apothecary right there, okay, at your doorsteps. It's mostly the weeds in your garden, okay, that have the most potent healing abilities. Yeah, so consult somebody who knows things about herbs and teas and so forth. Yeah, please understand that some of these revelations are not just in regards to like political things or economical things. They're also about healing, and you know, this energy healing and sound healing and all that goes into the direction of vibration, okay, is going to become mainstream. Yeah, so you might want to start taking this a little more seriously. This isn't woo-woo, guys. This is real stuff. Yeah. And some of you asked me, you know, for a little help to work through, you know, sort of becoming able to discern truth a little better and discern between your true self and false self perspective, you know, not really knowing, is this my true self or is this, you know, my ego talking to me? I'm going to include this chart here that you can, you know, use for self-coaching in the email for the recording. And other than that, you know, there's a lot more I can show you here, but I'm just going to keep it short. The antidotes that I produce for every month, just real quick here for new perspectives. You know, this month, really, really strong sort of impulse for correction, for self-correction, voluntary reassessment and correction. And that will allow you to develop a new conviction. It's a lot of this energy in November is about loyalty and faith to your own values, chivalry and higher values, guys. Yeah, and really being faithful to yourself and your higher consciousness, but also about some very 3D things like the financial reality. Yeah, and so self-correcting, reassessing, reevaluating. Those are all aspects of consolidating, yeah, of really sort of weeding out what you don't need and focusing on what has value for you, what makes you feel safe, what you need to not just survive, to thrive, to grow. All right. So November is a fantastic month for starting your new self-growth journey. All you need is a little bit of courage. And that's what people like me are for. You know, coaches, therapists, counselors. Yeah. We help you guys to remember these things that come from within yourself. Yeah. That remind you of who you truly are and what you truly came here for. November is not the time for lack programming, guys. You're going to feel lack and scarcity portrayed in media 24/7. Yeah, and it's very easy to get swept away by that. And it is definitely not the time to go into autopilot and to let your nervous system run your perspectives and your decisions. So be careful here, because November is also a very decisive month. And in that, it can help many of you who have been going back and forth and yeah, bam, okay, just do it, okay. But this can also lead to erratic or, you know, impulsive decisions. So you're gonna have to train that. Yeah, yeah. That concludes the energy analysis here. The slightly different forecast for the month. So please, if you have been toying with the idea of maybe participating in any of these courses or programs that I have created for you to help you to find a roadmap here on your self-healing journey, this might be a great opportunity, especially those of you who are thinking about the sort of more long-term kind of programs, you know, the year programs that I have There is the new energy course, the 6-week program. That's a very cool sort of introduction into deeper perspectives. It's once a week, every Saturday, where you completely immerse with me and a small group of participants and experience something from within yourself that you have probably never experienced like that before. And I would like to say my thanks and send you my gratitude with these last words that may hopefully resonate with you throughout November. The courage to live truth comes from the courage to love truth. To love truth more than, say, your comfort zone, maybe. Yeah. Continued our live energy prayer on YouTube every Wednesday and Friday, 11:30 a.m. live stream with me doing 20 minutes prayer. Love you guys. See you very soon.